Good afternoon to you, our viewers. You're welcome to another wonderful episode of Punch Sports Extra. My name is Shegun Odwai. We'll be feeding you with the very latest updates in the world of sports, and we'll be analyzing and dissecting some of these major issues accordingly. I have with me Abiodun Adewale, and together we'll be giving you the very, very best updates. Abiodun, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Shegun, and of course to you as well for being with us.
All right, let's begin very quickly. We x-ray our page, the Punch Sports Extra front page, and where do we begin? Let's begin with the controversy that ended the Olympics for Team Nigeria, and many Nigerian athletes have come out to, attack the system. Chief of that is Sade, who didn't, I wanted to say who didn't do well at the Olympics, but which Nigerian athlete or representative did well? Didn't do badly, but didn't achieve as much as getting a medal. Biodun, off camera I was sharing with you a couple of things this morning. I didn't even know it was on the front pages at that time, but I was seeing it on the page. I was like, ooh, beautiful. She came out to speak, speaking against the system, saying they don't pay them, they don't prepare their training for them. It's more like they just go and train themselves, pay out of their pockets, and this was on live TV. To make it worse, two members of the Team Nigeria at the Olympics were commenting online as regarding that interview of ours, and they were equally saying the same thing. Samuel Ogazi, Aruna Quadri, big names coming out to say this is true, this is true, this is true.
Well, it is just what Sade Olatoye, the thrower, posted, is just how to become a Nigerian athlete 101. There are levels to this thing, and it's either you accept it for the way it is, or you just walk away and leave them to whatever shenanigans it is. The system here is so complex that they say that when they explain it to you and you understand, it means there's a problem too.
So you are also not fine.
You are also not fine.
Doing well.
If you understand,
for you to understand.
if you understand the way things are, and it's just a reflection of our sport. So for Sade Olatoye, for Chioma Onyekwere, for Samuel Ogazi, for Aruna Quadri, who have come out to say, okay, funding in Nigerian sports, there is nothing called funding in Nigerian sports, except when we have major competitions. That is when we begin to dangle billions of naira, we begin to dangle thousands of dollars out of the billions of nairas in the name of some training grants or in the names of allowances and all of that. That is the only time we do it. So we do it every 4 years at the Olympics, another every 4 years at the African Games. Then if maybe there's a table tennis championship, I'm not sure. I can't remember the last time Aruna has been to a tournament. Why not representing Nigeria on his a league, maybe a table tennis tournament out of Nigeria? I don't know the last time that was happened. Paid for through courtesy of the government or
the sports federation.
So it has to be from his pocket, him seeing to his development and progress in the game and all of that. And it's the same thing for track and field stars as well. But surprisingly, Team Nigeria's captain, during
the badminton guy,
to my surprise too, sometimes last week too, he also came out in defense of the sports minister in terms of funding and all of that. Maybe he, in his own right, has come to terms with the way things are in the system. The Badminton Federation of Nigeria, if you are looking for federations that are doing a lot for athletes too, so maybe whatever void that the government has failed to fill, the federations have been doing well to fill that void. And that is the problem with track and field. There are so many voids. The government will not come, the ministry will not come until when there are major competitions. Yeah. But what is the Athletics Federation of Nigeria? Yeah. What do they do in defense of these athletes? And they perform poorly during tournaments, and they now become if you look at the comment section of Chioma Onyekwere on Twitter too, when she posted that it is no coincidence that countries who are sponsoring or funding athletes are getting medals. People came to that comment section and told her she was excusing her failure at the Olympics. But it's bigger than that. Truly, in terms of golfing class, we might not be at the same level with some of these top countries. Yeah. But if you have a program of 4 years, 8 years, there is no way
on the ground
someone like Sade Olatoye or even Chioma Onyekwere will not even win a bronze either at the Olympics or at the World Championships. The highest we can do with this current level of jamboree that we do, especially with our track and field, is to dominate
Africa
fairly in Africa, and even maybe just try to pull some stunts at the Commonwealth Games, because some countries,
the big boys are not there.
Some countries will not be there. So,
but when the big boys come on board in the Olympics,
we
go off like Nepal.
You just go down. So the system is so structured that way that these athletes have come to terms with it, or such that if you don't ask them, they don't get to talk about it. They just feel, okay, it's my career. Let me just continue.
Some of them will post, you then DM them, and then they delete.
But, and again, you know, another very tricky thing about this thing is that Shade Olatoye has come out to talk about come back
and represent.
She said
it. She said, you know, it's the norm.
They will do it. They will do it for the love they have for their career. You might want to question the, but they just want to represent the country. They just want to have careers as professional athletes. And if you check these ladies, especially the likes of Chioma, Shade, who are based in the US or somewhere, they have careers elsewhere. A certain lady, one certain lanky lady came to represent us in the 400 meter at the African Games.
Yeah.
She's a cyber security expert in the US.
Wow.
So they have careers going.
These people are not hungry.
They have careers going well for them on the side. Athletics is just like the side hustle. But then when the side hustle is they just use their main hustle to fund their side hustle.
But it happens in the US as well.
That is out
because many of them too have, you know, they have
career.
For them, sports is even not paying them as much
as their career does.
Likes of Gabi Thomas.
But they have a system that funds that
sports.
sport as well, such that they don't use their main hustle to fund their side hustle.
Yeah.
So using your main hustle to fund sports as your side hustle is how to become a Nigerian athlete.
101. Oh, okay. When you pass 101,
you come to
second
102.
semester.
So it's just funny, and things will just keep going around the same circles. Right now, the under-20 World Championships in athletics is starting, but we understand that there is even no funds to even go and process visas for 15 athletes who are reduced from 25 to go and compete there, and there are only 3 coaches going with them.
You know, we needed Biodun to break this down as gently as possible, so that you, the viewer, can understand what is really going on. And when, you know, like they have bad outings like this, like these Olympics, you know, we can come out to look at the whole thing holistically, and not just, you know, probably raining salt or something on some of these guys.
On some of these
because you need to understand where they are coming from. Look at what Biodun just said now. The under-20 championship is close. I saw the list myself, and you know, you look at them and feel like, oh, these are great guys.
Great guys.
But no funding already. They don't even know how they will get visa for them. From 25, they cut them down to 15, and they have just 3 coaches. So if you have 1 coach to 5 athletes, you know, and Femi, wait, Mohammed, Hakim, you know, you can imagine.
And remember, it's track and field.
Track and field.
So
experts, different experts for different persons.
For different persons.
100, 200,
long
hurdles,
long jump.
All right, I'm so sure the viewer out there is looking out for something else right now, especially because, you know, football is back, like we said.
And especially if you want your children to become Nigerian athletes too.
And then you now give people the opportunity of the father is Nigerian, the mother is from Poland, and then born probably in Belgrade, and they now say, you know, these are the things that some of these people need to think about. But we can't finish the topic in just one day. Very quickly, we move on to the victor that was on fire last season. Even when he got injured, he came back from the injury and was winning trophies. He didn't even know what losing was all about, because he lost just 1 game. And that was against Atalanta, against another Nigerian. So some of us may actually not count it as a loss per se. I'm talking about Victor Boniface winning another trophy with his club Bayer Leverkusen, himself and Nathan Teller and his other colleagues there, winning the first trophy of the season for Xabi Alonso and his men. It's off the mark, and he was doing give you on Twitter.
Immediately, just to celebrate.
Gave boys 2 million.
And his usual way, he said, "I don't collect everything belong to Caesar." That is the trophy of the German Super Cup.
Yeah.
He also posted a picture of him winning the UEFA Europa League highest goal scorer. You know, somehow this guy, as unserious as he might look on Twitter,
online,
you know, he cherishes his achievements, and he looks like someone who just keeps his eye on the goal, and he looks distracted, but he looks like this is just another season for Victor Boniface to be on fire again. And you know what it means for Nigeria. We know what it means in Africa. At least we have 2 Nigerians in contention to take the crown of the African Footballer of the Year from Victor Osimhen.
All right, still talking about victors. We switch from one side of the victors to the other side. He is not playing football at the moment because he does not have a club. His current club have disowned him. Antonio Conte has said, you are not in my plans. You are on the list to be sold. Your sale is not coming forth anytime, you know, at least for now, soon. But he has to go between now and 31st, which is less than 10 days or more or less. Yeah, today is 19. That's
11 days.
11 days for him to sort out his future. And that we are also hearing, it's on the front page of our newspaper, your dad newspaper, Point Sports Extra, that Ademola Lookman is also said that he's going to be left out by his club Atalanta because he wants to leave. And they say PSG is looking for him. Where is Victor going? Osimhen this time, and where is Ademola Lookman also looking at?
Well, let's begin with Victor Osimhen because in his case has been lingering over time, and the latest twist we have is that he wants to wait for PSG to make the offer because they have a player injured at the moment.
Yeah, Gonzalo
Ramos, and they need to buy an out-and-out striker like Victor Osimhen again. So it means they have to break the bank. But it gets complicated if they will also have to splash money on Ademola Lookman, whose current transfer market value is just about 60 or 50 million euros. So if they have to splash that kind of money, and do they even need someone on the sides?
Now.
They are the ones even interested in Lookman. So maybe they are looking for options. If they cannot afford to pay Victor Osimhen, right? They have another Nigerian who is not a like-for-like thing, but they might just want to find a way to play. Randall Kolomwani is still there, who loves to play on the side. Maybe they will just want to switch things up and let Randall Kolomwani, maybe from the center, put Ademola Lookman on the sides and all that. Or maybe just go for Victor Osimhen straight up if the deal falls through eventually, and put him on front as their out-and-out striker. And if you buy a player as expensive as that, you don't expect to spend big again, at least in the next summer transfer window. So I guess those are one of the things they are considering, and that was the reason they held back initially. But now that they have a player injured. They don't have an option. It's either they buy a out-and-out striker like Osimhen, or just find a way. But it will be interesting to see if they will go for both players. That means they won't be spending nothing less than 200 million euros, which will be about 180 million or 170 million pounds for both players. But, buying the two of them to me doesn't really look feasible.
And somebody's going to be on the bench.
But I know that they will get at least one of those guys. On the other hand, too, Chelsea have not ruled out
getting Osimhen.
They've not ruled it out totally. And going by whatever we saw yesterday, they need an Osimhen in their life.
We have one Chelsea fan in the control room. He has been in pains, severe pains, because he said they need a number 9. And well, Jackson, perhaps he should find his way in the dancing room to join the Jacksons. All right, very quickly we'll move away from that to another beautiful headline on the front page. Manchester City give Pep Guardiola ultimatum. Pep Guardiola won it all with City. Won it all. Now they don't know what he wants. His contract is about to expire. 2025. 2020. Yeah. So what do you want to do, Mr. Pep Guardiola? Are you leaving? Are you saying he has not said anything? Towards the end of last season, he was giving a hint. It wasn't clear enough. There are no big clubs looking for managers at the moment. They have to go to Saudi Arabia. You look at Sport, for example, have to go and take up the country job with the United States national team. So are you going to go into irrelevance? The likes of Mourinho have said they don't want it. You are going to be on holiday most times and be working few days. These are guys that are used to every day. Or is he going to just go into some low-key retirement like Jurgen Klopp, who we don't even know what he's doing at the moment properly too? And some of these guys will miss football, because if you stay away from football for a month, 2 months, this is what these guys have done for the last 30, 40 years of their lives. Growing up in academies, getting into the teams, finishing with football, going into managing. They've practically done nothing else outside of football. What's up with Pep?
I think Pep, I'm not sure if he has done it before, but I'm sure Klopp has done it before. Take a break from management, then come back again. But Pep is someone who has been very used to the system, from Barcelona to Bayern Munich, from Bayern Munich,
City.
I think he took a break before eventually joining
the City job, but it wasn't long.
But he's someone that has spoken about this whether he was going to stay and all of that. I mean, if you have done everything with Manchester City, especially winning that Champions League again, eventually, I think it's only natural to want to say, let me bow out when the ovation was loud. The ovation was loud last season. He hasn't left. He still has a contract running until the end of this year. So maybe towards the end of the season, we might just air that.
But they're giving him an ultimatum. So, are you signing? Are you going? Let's plan.
So that they can plan another project.
They know who's coming
after
in.
Managers like Mikel Arteta, Enzo Maresca, who is currently at Chelsea, there are people.
Those guys are still like grade C or let's say grade B.
But there are people who have worked with Pep Guardiola
who have his philosophy
at Manchester City. Also, they look fitting into whatever philosophy or whatever projects they want to build. So I guess that is why they have handed him an ultimatum. Let us know before the end of this period, so that when we know what to do, we will know how to plan. If we have to announce it, we will know what to do. If we have to keep it within ourselves, we know what to do. But the most important thing is, let us know if you are renewing your contract before the end of the season, or
so that we know what's going on.
So for Pep, I don't think he has anything to prove again.
So he should leave.
He should just leave.
I think the most happy person will be Mikel Arteta.
Mikel Arteta, and definitely. And another happy person will have been Jurgen Klopp, but
he's gone.
He's gone already, and he's just an slot trying to battle and trying to reshape the team into what he thinks it should look like.
All right, that's how we draw the curtain for checking the headlines of our newspaper, your darling newspaper, Punch Sports Extra. Now we go into the real deal. Very quickly, football was back, go back at the weekend, and I think we should just start from the biggest. Chelsea versus City. What an opener for both managers, for both teams. You know, the needed opener that you need to just get your adrenaline pumping and firing. Unfortunately, it felt like a pack of cards. Maresca and his boys, well, they said the lack of striker that they had was the problem. But they had one, Nicholas Jackson, pushed a little, fought a little, struggled a little, hustled a little, but 0 goals at the end of the day. The man, the big boy up front for City, they have too many touches in front of goal, had that one he needed to get, scored that goal, was going to get a second, no thanks to goalkeeper Sanchez, but he was up and running. Highest goal scorer for the last 2 seasons. He's back with a goal. Definitely.
And for Chelsea, they needed that reality check. They've signed like almost a complete team during the summer.
Everybody. No, Chelsea. Everybody.
It looks like one Todd Boehly just likes you.
Chelsea.
They give you like 9-year, 10-year contract. The list will be 6 or 7. Then you will be
enjoy
there.
yourself.
Just enjoy yourself. And so they needed that reality check. They still cannot compete at the highest level.
Did you see Mikel Obi's analysis?
Yeah, good for him. You know, good for him that he has a punditry job outside the Obi-Wan podcast. And
finally,
if he was someone that was open to criticism in his days, I mean, fair.
But not Mikel. Well, but I think he said some truth, though.
Of course,
they needed a striker.
Very blunt.
He said what was what's this guy's name? Dewsbury Hall. We all do respect. What is Chelsea doing?
But he said it's not his fault. He can't blame the boy.
He can't blame the
Hot takes.
Very hot.
So I think Enzo Maresca and Todd, they will feel the heat. The earlier they know, the more peaceful they will be. They cannot compete at the highest level in the Premier League, not even in Europe.
Can't.
Maybe they will be able to win the Conference League that they have, but in
they say they are traveling this week. They have a game.
Where are they going?
Is it Belgrade or somewhere? They are going off the planet. Who knows? Because that competition they are playing in is, you know, they can throw you anywhere.
So they needed that reality check. Now they know, maybe, but the summer is already. Who is coming in? Maybe except Victor Osimhen.
Yeah.
If they will put in everything they need
and see that there's no 9,
then they will be wary of FFP. You know, I saw something in the UK yesterday. A picture hit the internet. Chelsea versus Manchester City versus Chelsea. Was Chelsea versus Manchester City. 115 players versus 115 charges. So Chelsea themselves will have to be wary of 115 charges if they are going to make a marquee signing.
They've bought too many players.
They bought too many players
bench, you know, is filled up. You have to sit on the floor.
You have to sit on. So if they are bringing in Victor, you know, they will have to be wary of what are they breaching.
They have to sell.
So that means they have to sell.
And who can you sell in 11 days?
Who is going to buy Sterling? Because you understand, he wants to go. Conor Gallagher has traveled to Spain.
And
they told him to come back.
Waste of flight. Oh my goodness.
They needed the check, but for Pep Guardiola and Haaland, they will just keep leading. Every other team.
And look at Savinho.
Every other team will keep
There was
chasing.
a Grealish £100 million on the bench.
On the bench.
Best player of the English Premier League last season. Phil Foden was on the bench. A new boy, Savinho, came to the party, except for that knock. I think he got injured.
Oscar Bob will have
Oscar
also
Bob
been
was
in the mix. If
injured.
not for his injury, he will have probably also been in the mix. So
The Belgian on the left wing started off exactly
Jeremy Doku.
from Jeremy Doku, from where he finished last season. And Kevin De Bruyne didn't really play preseason with City. Look at him coming to engineer things in the middle of the park. Even Edison at the back was supposed to leave, keeping a clean sheet. Edison that usually doesn't leave without conceding a goal.
Yeah. So it means that it shows the level of competition that you had between both teams yesterday, and it was not just up to par. So City will keep leading, will keep following.
All right. Mikel Arteta and his boys are, 3 points, 1 game. Bukayo Saka up and running, Kai Havertz up and running. This is what Arteta wants from his boys.
I've seen Arsenal fans already say the performance was not really, but the manner in which those guys came into the party and just did the most important thing
and just ended it.
It was thoroughly deserved, and you have to give praises to them. They've been like this in the last 2 seasons. I think Arsenal fans should be used to this mentality already. It's just a matter of time. Let's see. Maybe if Pep leaves, they would win the Premier League.
Perhaps it will be their turn. Manchester United, and a manager that he wasn't too sure if he was going to keep his job towards the end of last season, kept it, brought in a number 2 who was the former number 1 in Ruud van Nistelrooy, and they brought in a striker, another Dutch striker that didn't know if he was a 9 or an 8 or between 9 and 10, and he was confused, said I'm not an out-and-out striker, but on the night, he was the out-and-out man who came onto the pitch and got the winner after Bruno Fernandes was misfiring for lots and lots of minutes. Zirkzee is his name.
Oh, well, dream debut for the Dutchman, Joshua Zirkzee. It says a lot. There was a lot that you could just puncture in United's performance that night. It was so abysmal until that goal was scored. Even Fulham themselves were just... I just totally teams giving us around football on the opening day of the Premier League. But Joshua Zirkzee came and he rescued
his goal and boom.
Rescued the day for Manchester United. And the joke even got to our fantasy Premier League too. We had guys, player that we weren't even sure he was going to be getting into the starting team. Luckily for him, he got in and he became the most important figure for United up until now. At least they were top of the table for a few hours before the other matches, before Brighton happened on Saturday. And so the beat goes on. But for Manchester United, I know that within them, they know that their team is still nowhere as far as this current season that has started is concerned.
All right, Spurs will be playing against Leicester today. I will be having a Nigerian on parade. Wilfred Ndidi should be playing today with his team, newly promoted Leicester City. We'll see what happens at the end of the day. Quickly, we'll move over to the Italian Serie A. Napoli lost 1, 2, 3 goals to 0 against Verona, who just came from relegation and just chopped them like like food. 3 goals to 0. Antonio Conte, I wasn't expecting it. No out-and-out striker for Napoli if you watch that game. Kvaratskhelia, the boy that has been touted as the new king of Naples, didn't come to the party. Victor Osimhen was not even listed at all. Shows you that Victor is not in the plans of Antonio Conte. 3 goals to 0. Antonio Conte, not the way to begin.
I think I like the way they chopped them like pasta because they've made mistakes. Napoli have made mistakes, especially with the Osimhen situation. First of all, the contract, the transfer fee, the asking price that is on that guy.
The fact that they wanted to make their money back and they did it, and they made him sign.
Yes. And eventually putting 120 million euros on him. Now they are finding it difficult to sell him. And now they are finding it difficult to buy Romelu Lukaku, who they feel should have been at their 9.
No headway for them, no headway anywhere.
So I think I like their current situation as it is. And it will begin to eat them. That probably they should have made better decisions with your Osimhen contract some 2 years ago. And with the way they handled the entire situation.
At worst, they could have sorted this like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
You know, you have a new manager, you don't have a 9 for him, and he knows the 9 he wants.
And
get him his 9, get your former 9 out, and let everybody go peacefully.
Honestly, but they were bent on making that money. You know, someone discussed this with me yesterday, that from the time that they bought him from Lille, it looked like, how much did they pay for Victor Osimhen then? Like 70, 75 million euros then, and it looked like, how much did you pay? I mean, people begin to ask you again, how much did you pay for that deal? Now, he's won you some of the prized things that you've never won.
Gave you the
in the last 33, 34 years, he became the highest goal scorer. Yeah, definitely. Now, the least you could do was just to get a decent transfer fee. Put a decent transfer fee on this guy and let him. But then, like we will say in the local parlance, Ajedwere is worth
to chop.
They just want to make too much profit, and now they find themselves in this situation. It will go on and on, at least until the end of the transfer window. So I don't know how many games they will lose between now and then. But at least till then, I know they won't have a problem for whatever problem they won't have a solution for any problem they have up front.
All right, not a good beginning for Simo Inzaghi as well. 2-2 it ended between Inter Milan and Genoa. I mean, nobody actually saw that coming. Everybody just expected.
Of course, and
Inter.
The same thing happened between AC Milan.
You know, if you are even expecting Milan to
Torino
to flop, I don't think anybody was really expecting
defending champions.
Milan. Yes,
it was
Inter Milan.
Totally unexpected. But the off thing for me about AC Milan thing was, it's like the things that I saw in 2021 when they started rebuilding and all of that. You know, any team could come to the San Siro
and take 3 points.
Take 3 points then. But then, aside from taking 3 points, then you will see different kind of thrilling results anytime AC Milan were playing at home then, and that is what we are beginning to see. 2-0. Up until few minutes, they brought in Alvaro Morata. The guy showed them, yes, this is why I should be playing. I'm back. Then before you know it, too, the equalizer came in, but you begin to wonder, should they have trailed by 2-0 in the first place? And their new coach, Fonesca, had a way of accommodating Samuel Chukwueze, Rafael Leao, and Christian Pulisic at the same time. They didn't do this thing last season.
No time to think. Just put the boys on and let them do their thing.
But they all kept missing. And each of them at least had one chance each when the game was still goalless or even 1-0 in favor of Torino, but it didn't just happen. So it's just like the two Milan clubs, they had the same fate on
flopped on the same day.
On the same day.
Quick one, La Liga, Barcelona beginning with a 3 points on their first day. Who else but the old leg but not tired? Robert Lewandowski defeating Valencia. For Real Madrid, they played out a 1-0 draw yesterday night, past 8 till 10 or something. 1-0 draw thanks to an early goal from Rodrigo. They were leading going into the second half. Boom, Mallorca came back and got something at home. I will have asked Biodun to do some analysis on that, but we have to go very quickly to the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup. Unfortunately for El Kanemi, they weren't playing at home, so perhaps they didn't have the home ginger in quotes now. But they played here in Ikene and they got a 1-0 draw. In fact, it was 1-0 that they were losing. It was towards the end of the game that they got the equalizer. But yesterday, Biodun was in Ikene to watch Remo Stars play against another North African opposition. Somehow, Remo is always getting North African.
The same team, actually.
Yes, the same team. I watched that game then.
In 2022?
Yes, I watched that one, but I wasn't there yesterday. Biodun was having a good time. 2 goals to 1 in favor of Remo Stars. Both goals coming from defenders Ismaila Sadiq and Nduka Jr. And I wonder what likes of Sukuri Alimi was doing up front. But Biodun, quick one. What went down yesterday in Ikene?
Well, I think I saw some of the best goals that I've seen recently. The league has been off for about a month or so. But then, the goals that I saw, particularly Sadiq Ismail.
I saw that goal.
It was a beauty to watch. From the pass to the goal itself.
The pass on Munduka.
So, and like you said, defender scoring the goals for Remo, you know, it was the
goal and assist.
A goal and
Munduka assisted Ismaila Sadiq. Ismaila Sadiq assisted Nduka Jr.
So it was a roller coaster because And fans kept asking questions about Siki Ralimi's potency in front of Go for Remo Stars. He had Frank Mawena partner him in a 3-5-2 formation, but Mawena wasn't really thinking. And if you looked at them from last season, the partnership of Mawena and Sikiru always paid off, but yesterday it didn't just work until one of them was taken off. Sikiru was left on the pitch before he was taken off again. It didn't just work, but the captain had to inspire them with the first goal. They were pegged back, but I loved the resilience and the attitude they brought back into the game. The character they needed. If they are not sure of winning the second leg in Morocco, they needed to do something for their fans yesterday, which was win, and it was beautiful to watch.
All right, Rangers won away at Comoros, so it looks like they are going into the next stage already. We mentioned El Kanemi, but good one. Biodun was sharing with me this morning. For this stage that they are in at the moment, they'll be earning $50,000. If they move over to the next stage, they'll be getting $700,000. So go home or not, you know there's something for you. And this is the first time it's happening with CAF Champions League. Nice one from the CAF president Motsepe for making this happen. So 50K multiplied by 1,550. You know how much they are earning. Good one for them. We hope they get into the group stages, and we hope that you know, we can have something good going. What's his name again? The MMA guy, Israel Adesanya, like they call him, lost, unfortunately. No time to talk about him too much, but hey, I think many Nigerians expected him to win. He did not, but he lives to fight another day. Thank you very much to our guys producing in the other room and making sure things go smoothly. Thank you very much to Abiodun Adewale for making it to this bumper package this morning. Most especially, you guys are the MVP. Thank you very much for being a part of this production. Without you guys, we won't be here. My name is Shegun. I say have a fantastic week. Stay out of trouble. God bless you.